Okay. According to the lovely modern MacBook Pro to my left, it's 7:30, so we'll go ahead and we'll commence with this meeting. So I'd like to welcome everyone to this meeting of the Village of Skokie Zoning Board of Appeals. The Zoning Board of Appeals is created by the statutes of the state of Illinois and by the ordinances of the Village of Skokie for the purpose of granting proper case relief from the strict terms of our zoning ordinances. The decision of this board to either grant or deny relief will be based upon the evidence presented to it and how that evidence is related to the standards for granting relief. All persons who have an interest in the case, either as a petitioner or as a member of the public, either supporting or opposing the petition, or as an independent witness, will be given a chance to speak on the record and to express his or her points of view. The Zoning Board of Appeals is not a court of law, and therefore we do not follow the strict rules of evidence. However, this hearing will be conducted in such a manner as to hear only competent evidence or statements. Questions as to procedure, interpretation, and of the admissibility of statements or evidence will be ruled upon by Corporation Counsel Tyler Kobilski, and his legal decisions will be binding upon this board. Certain cases require a covenant running with the land. This will be prepared and recorded by the Village of Skokie Legal Department, and this is done at the petitioner's expense. Whether or not a covenant is required is a determination to be made by the Corporation Counsel at the conclusion of each individual case. If a covenant running with the land is required, it cannot or will not be prepared until our court reporter has returned to the Zoning Board of Appeals a transcript of these proceedings. The Village of Skokie will notify each petitioner when the covenant has been prepared and is ready for signature. No building permits can be applied for or issued until the covenant is signed by the petitioner. Should a petition for variation be denied, or should a covenant not be required, the Board of Trustees will authorize a refund of any required fees. Let's see. Should it be necessary for the petitioner to request a continuance due to lack of preparation, a case continuation fee of 1/2 of the original application fee is due prior to the rehearing date. This request must be made before any testimony begins. All petitioners must receive a vote of the majority of the zoning board present in order to decide any matter under consideration. Our full complement is 9 members. However, tonight's complement is only 7 members, making 4 votes necessary to make a determination on a petition. Since we do not have a full board complement, you are entitled to seek a continuation of your case. But this request must be made before testimony begins. Once testimony begins before this board having less than its full complement, no hearing or rehearing will be granted on these grounds. Let's see. Tonight we have one lone case, 2018-07Z, 9441 Kenneth Avenue. And I'll ask Corporation Counsel, has proper notice been served and notarized in this case?
Notice is proper and correct.
All right, great. Thank you very much. Before we commence with the case tonight, we have in our packet the minutes from our last Zoning Board of Appeals meeting, August 5th, 2018, which covered the cases and final determination, finally, thankfully, of 2018-03Z 3825 Brummel Street and of 2018-06Z 55 Salem Lane. I assume that everybody has had a chance to look over the minutes from those 2 cases. Both cases were passed unanimously, approved unanimously. The chair will entertain a motion for the minutes to be approved.
I make motion to approve the minutes.
Okay, Commissioner Gerstner makes a motion to approve the minutes. Do I hear a second?
I second it.
Okay, Commissioner Jacobson seconds the motion. All in favor of approving the minutes, voice vote, please.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, anybody opposed? No? Okay, that's it. Thank you, Marlene. All right. Okay, now we'll go ahead and we'll move forward with our case, 2018-07Z 9441 Kenneth Avenue. And if the petitioners would like to step towards the podium, I believe Commissioner Jacobson is handling this case tonight. Yeah? Yeah, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we guys do or no?
Pardon me?
Do we all go?
If you wish to speak on the record, please go ahead and, him and him alone? Nope.
Anything else?
Well, you know, if he's going to be the only one, I'll just do it at that time. Yeah, if you folks don't plan on speaking, you gonna let him take care of it?
Yeah.
All right, that's fine then. Okay, we'll leave it at that. Commissioner Jacobson, would you like to go,
Yeah.
when we start
Okay.
with this
Okay,
testimony?
I'll start.
Yeah, please go ahead,
Okay.
Elaine, the floor is yours.
Case number 2018-07Z, 9441 Kenneth Avenue. Rachel Swanson, Sharon Swanson, and Jay Bagley request a variation in order to construct a second-floor bedroom addition resulting in the continuation of one motor vehicle off-street parking space rather than the two minimum as required by sections 118-2012 and 118-2181 of the zoning chapter of the Skokie Village Code in an R1 single-family district. Okay? Let's see. I have from John Robbins Architect, PC, a letter of authorization to whom it may concern. As owners of the above noted property, we authorize John Robbins of John Robbins Architects, PC, to provide testimony on our behalf regarding the Zoning Board of Appeal application that has been made. Signed by Rachel Swanson and Jay Bagley. All right. Okay. Now read John Robbins, Architects PC statement. The owner's request is for a parking variation to allow relief to one parking space in lieu of two required spaces. The existing residence is a split-level home built approximately 1958. The owners are a blended family and their lifestyle requires additional bedrooms. The residence has only exterior parking space, and the owners would like a covered parking space. The lot is not wide enough to accommodate a full-size two-car garage, and adding a second stall in tandem would block the lower-level windows. The rear of the property drops off quickly to the east, rendering a detached rear garage difficult and making the rear yard difficult for exterior living and play if an attached garage is contemplated. Standards, there is a limitation on the use of the property due to physical, topographical, and geographical features. The existing residence is placed in such a way that a standard garage solution will not fit. The subject property drops quickly to the east at the rear, making a rear garage not practical. Without a variance, there can be no reasonable use of the property. The existing property has no garage with only exposed surface parking for vehicles. The addition provides reasonable parking for the homes similar to other homes in the neighborhood. The ordinance requires two parking spaces for an increased intensity of usage. The request is not based solely on economic reasons. The value of the updated structure is secondary to the necessity of use. The property owner did not create the necessity for the variation. The subject property was originally constructed without adequate parking prior to the owners taking position. The request is the minimum variance necessary to allow reasonable use of the property. The request respects all setbacks and lot coverage ordinances. The proposed garage is a single-car garage in a neighborhood where many homes have two-car garages. The request will not be injurious to public health, safety, or welfare. Proposed additions will not be determined or injurious to other properties or improvements in the neighborhood. The subject property possesses one or more unique characteristics generally not applicable to similarly situated properties. The placement and configuration of the structure and the topography of the rear make the property unique. Okay.
Okay, and we have a couple items in the staff report.
Yes, I'm looking.
Okay.
I gotta find the staff. Where in this? Why can't I find the staff report? in
It's
here?
here, Elaine.
In the back.
Oh, here, I got it.
Got it?
Okay, yeah. All right.
Just, if you would, go over the Appearance Commission notes and the staff analysis on the second page.
Okay. The subject site contains a detached residence with a one-car side driveway. No public alleys abut the subject site. The petitioner is requesting a variation in order to construct a second-floor bedroom addition with a one-car attached garage, therefore, increasing the number of required motor vehicle parking spaces on site while maintaining one off-street parking space. The Appearance Commission approved the petitioner's request at its July 11th, 2018 hearing.
Okay.
The staff analysis, staff comment and review sheets were sent to all pertinent departments. Forestry, Traffic, Engineering, and Community Development Department were the only departments to comment. Forestry Division. Forestry has no objections to the petitioner's request. Tree protection will be required during construction. Traffic Engineering has no objection to the petitioner's request. The request should not have a negative impact on the surrounding street parking. The Community Development Department also has no objections to the petitioner's request. The house was constructed with a one-car side driveway in the 1960s. The site does not abut an alley. It is possible to add a two-car garage in the backyard, but the impermeable surfaces on site would increase dramatically. The grade also drops as you get closer to the rear lot line, which would make constructing a garage significantly more expensive. Parking in the neighborhood is typically very plentiful, I would
Okay.
say.
All right.
Okay,
All right, that's good.
yeah,
Okay.
okay.
Great. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
May we have your name and spell it so we can have it for the record?
Sure. My name is John Robbins from John Robbins Architects. The court reporter has everything, but for the record, it's JOHN-ROBBINS.
All right. And if you would, Mr. Robbins, just raise your hand so we may swear you in.
Certainly.
Okay. Do you affirm that the testimony you are about to give is true and correct to the best of your knowledge or belief?
Absolutely, yes.
All right, great. Thank you very much. Okay, so then go ahead and tell us why we're all sitting here tonight.
I think the staff report did a pretty good job of summarizing everything. This house obviously was built at a different time, and the parking was not an issue when it was originally constructed. Obviously, it's more of an issue now. The request we're making is absolutely the minimum request we can possibly ask for. I'm not a fan of increasing impervious surface, in part because of what we went through yesterday or the day before. I mean, it was rained everywhere and every community's flooded, right? So I think a detached garage, for a lot of the reasons indicated, including the impervious surface, I think is just the wrong solution here. As much as it would satisfy the code, I think this is one of those cases where it becomes very difficult to balance the demands of the code and the interests of the homeowner and their lifestyle. So it seemed like the best solution in this case is a simple one-car garage attached to the side of the house, which is where the parking is now, rather than complicate the thing. Just to add insult to injury, if we did put that detached garage in the back on top of the impervious surface, it obviously wipes out all the play space. It's a blended family. There's a lot of kids. And construction gets really complicated because the grade drops quickly there. Now I've got to protect the foundations from frost and all those things. I mean, it gets to be a really expensive proposition and a really complicated, cumbersome construction in a fairly tight site. So this seems like the minimum impact we can possibly place on the house for their lifestyle without disrupting the neighborhood too much. In the interest of brevity, I'll sort of leave it at that and entertain whatever questions and comments you have.
Okay, awesome. Thank you very much. Well, let's go back to Commissioner Jacobson and ask for her opinion on the case.
Well, I was there yesterday. Your dog didn't like me. Anyway, I walked around, and I really saw no problem with any off-street parking. I mean, there was no problem at all. I know they were doing a lot of construction on the street there. They're doing a lot of work,
Yeah,
the
it seems like
villages.
we have extra cars from that street that are on our street now, so and there's still.
Yeah.
parking.
So I didn't see any problem with any of the parking,
Okay.
okay?
I have a question.
Yeah, Commissioner Gersner has a question?
I have a question for you on the driveway up to the new garage. How far is it from the garage door to the sidewalk?
From the garage door to the sidewalk, so from there to here?
Yeah, 6
no.
feet, 10 feet? 2 car
Yeah,
lengths.
it-
You can fit 3 cars now, but one would just be covered under. Should I stand up there?
So you can easily put a car in that driveway
Oh, yeah.
while one is in the garage?
Yeah,
You can put 2 cars in the driveway.
yeah, if they're,
Okay.
yeah, they can,
Yeah.
So
they
all
can
the
squeeze a
questions I
couple in
had.
if they have to.
Great.
Yeah.
That's what I saw.
Okay. And any other questions for petitioner, or I should say the petitioner's representative? I just have one question. You're talking about the size of the lot. If I may ask staff, this parcel isn't a substandard lot, is it? Just out of curiosity?
No,
No.
the lot width is not substandard, but it is the minimum width in in the R1 district.
Yeah.
This is the minimum lot width for the district, and the way the house was placed, being approximately 9 to 10 feet north of the south lot line, really doesn't help for parking on the north side to fit a 2-car garage. It's the way the building was placed when it was constructed. It really doesn't make sense to today's standards.
Well, back in 1960, they didn't have issues like that going around, right?
Who knew, right?
Yeah, who knew? All right, any other questions, comments? Just out of curiosity, how long have the petitioners lived at the residence?
I've been there almost 10 years.
10 years. Oh, okay, great. All right, awesome. But that speaks volumes that you want to stay in the house that you're at. It's not like, you're coming in and want to do something, then you're going to flip it. You obviously have reason to stay there for a while.
Going to be my kids in the same school district.
That's great. That's what we like to hear. Okay, if there's nothing else, then the chair will entertain a motion.
Okay, I make a motion to grant the variation. Mr. Chairman, I propose the following findings of facts in the granting of a variation to the petitioners as follows. Let me get all of this over here. Thank you. All right. Rachel Swanson, Sharon Swanson, and Jay Bagley are the owners of the lot described in case number 2018-07Z for the property located at 9441 Kenneth Avenue, Skokie, Cook County, Illinois. That said lot is a platted lot of record and is abutted by single-family dwellings on the north and south of it. That a determination is made that the property in question cannot yield a reasonable return if permitted to be used only under the conditions allowed by the regulations in that zoning district. The plight of the owner was not created by the owner and is due to unique circumstances. The variation, if granted, will not alter the essential character of the locality. I therefore propose that a variance be granted to the petitioners for giving failure to comply with the requirements of the zoning ordinance of the Village of Skokie as amended as one or more of the following. Off-street parking and loading requirements. I believe that would be
Yep.
the main one. That's it.
That would be it, yes.
Okay, that the petitioners be granted the variation and to construct a second-floor bedroom addition resulting in the continuation of one motor vehicle off-street parking space rather than the 2 minimum as required by sections 118-2012 and 118-218-1 of the zoning chapter of the Skokie Village Code in an R1 single-family district. that all other codes and ordinance of the Village of Skokie shall be fully and strictly complied with.
All right.
Okay.
Very, very good, Elaine. Thank you very much. Okay, we have a motion to approve without conditions.
Second.
Second, oh,
Sorry.
He who hesitates is lost.
Yes.
Commissioner Gersner seconds the motion. The chair will go ahead and call the roll. That being said, we will go to Commissioner Perlin first and see what his opinion is.
yes.
Okay, good. Commissioner Franklin?
Aye.
Commissioner Shaw?
Yes.
Commissioner Gersner?
Aye.
Commissioner Jacobson?
Aye.
Commissioner Arden?
Yes.
And the chair will vote aye. So in the matter of 2018-07Z, the variation request has been approved unanimously without conditions. Congratulations. Before we go any further, though, we will see what, we'll see what Corporation Council has to say from here on out.
Now I can't speak because you got me all screwed up. We're going to prepare the covenant running with the land for your signature. It'll probably take a couple of weeks, and then we will let you know when it's all ready.
Okay.
We can get pretty quick. Ask Marlene, she's the one who drafts.
We were at the appearance commission, we didn't know about the zoning variation until then. On July 11th, we signed our mortgage, we have our mortgage, we've moved 2 months behind on construction. Anything
have
to
lots of
expedite
slides
this would be
that we're
like,
Me and Marlene can talk about it. We'll get it to you as quickly as we can. And then, I'm not sure how long it'll take for you to get the building permit.
Yeah,
then.
the zoning boards approve the variation, the covenant has to be signed. We have no problem taking in the permit application to review tomorrow, so we can start reviewing it. We can't, for the permit review for an addition is approximately 3 to 4 weeks.
I'll have mine done before then.
So you could submit for the permit, we cannot issue it until the covenant's signed.
but hopefully, by then we get the.
You could submit for the permit for us to start reviewing it tomorrow, due to the permit review times probably dropped a little bit due to the season also. This is not May or June, so you might be able looking at 2 to 3 weeks.
Okay, that would be great, thank you.
Yeah, we understand you probably want to get this going before the snow flies, right?
But yeah, that's really the biggest thing, is the later we start, construction, once the winter comes,
Right.
makes it hard, so.
Right, absolutely.
I've
Okay,
requested that winter doesn't start until December, so. Yes, yeah, we voted on that.
all right, well, again, congratulations. I'm sure staff will be as accommodating as they can to help expedite your request.
Good luck.
That being said, good luck with your new construction.
Thank you for your time, everyone.
Sure, absolutely, thank you. All right, that's good, always nice to have a happy ending. Our next regularly scheduled meeting will be on October 3rd, as we will not have our normal Wednesday, September 19th meeting. And at that meeting, if I may have this back for a second, we will have 2 cases, 2018-08Z, 7321 Ridgeway Avenue, and 2018-09C, 8930 to 8950 Grosse Pointe Road.
So I'm pretty sure I'll confirm it by email tomorrow, but I don't think we're gonna be in town. I think we're actually leaving that morning
Okay,
of the 3rd.
okay, you and Linda?
Yep,
Okay, very
No,
good.
he's taking somebody else.
Yeah, he's taking somebody else, right, exactly.
yeah.
So, once he confirms if he's not in town, I believe it would be assigned to Sharon then.
Okay, okay. So, right, so we'll see about the 7321 Ridgeway then.
Correct.
We're attending a wedding out of town.
Oh, congratulations.
Now I'll just go
Not-
with this.
Not
Not
yours, I
ours.
take it.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Now we're going to our friends' children's weddings now.
Awesome, that's great. All right, any other questions, comments? If not, then this meeting of the Zoning Board of Appeals is adjourned. Thank you.